Hello. Gonna do our daily reading for the day as well. I'm gonna use the Bad Bitches Tarot deck. Riley, in case you're wondering who I'm talking to, I'm live. So that means you know talking. You know talking. I'm live on TikTok, so that means you know talking. Okay? Listening to some Celtic music, some folk music, if you will. Get ourselves in the mood. And we're gonna work on some anointing my divinatory tool, which is my tarot deck. I don't know if you guys have seen this deck before, but it's pretty. So we're gonna shovel it. We got a couple more people in here. Good morning. We will get started. We're using the Bad Bitches Tarot deck. Okay. By Ethany. You guys want to take a look at that? I got it off of Amazon. I haven't used it in a while, so we're going to try this one today. I started doing daily readings for myself, just for practice and training and whatnot. But today is Sunday, so we're going to do a reading. If someone has any questions for the reading, not long at all, like brand new. I don't consider myself a reader because I've read for no one else other than my youngest son. Well, my middle son. So not very long. How about you? How long have you been doing it? I'm still practicing my shovel, you know. I just read books, you know, to learn how to do it, I guess, to do, you know, make my own method. There's no right way to read them. There's no wrong way really to read them. You just have to be open to different messages. You don't necessarily get the first message right. You know what I mean? So it's important to... Hello, Bonus. You've never done tarot reading. Well, we'll do one today so you can see what it's like. But go ahead and... Last I anointed my deck. So this deck has been purchased. I gave it to myself. It was a gift. One of my first few decks. And it's about empowerment. Women's empowerment for sure. And taking no crap from anybody, right? So my name is Prophetess LGBTQ, and I have recently come into my prophetic gift. I've explored different divinatory tools. I use crystals, I use spells, herbs, oils, but tarot reading is the one that I'm studying now. So we have anointed the tool, which is the cards itself, a Descendant Spiritus in Hoc Speculum, and you just repeat that over and over the deck. If you're going to be really spiffy, like I usually do, we will pass it through through fire. The smoke will cleanse the actual cards. We will give blessings to the 4 directions, north, west, east, and south. Thank them for the blessings of bringing a message that we're supposed to hear, and allow them entry into the conversation, if you will. Okay, so we're gonna do just a regular draw. Usually you just do 1, 2, 3, or 4 cards. So we're just gonna do the first one. It's a 6 of Pentacles, and it's upright. Okay, so Pentacles are the discs, the ones with stars or coins. Each deck has different suits. It's 4 suits to a deck, but not all of the decks look the same. Okay, so I've got Pentacles, and then there's people who have coins or they have discs, but different decks all have the same 4 suits. They just illustrate a little differently. Okay, so the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, 6 of Pentacles. We'll go take a look at what that means. We're gonna look at the Pentacles. I've got the guidebook here, and we're gonna find some Pentacles. Here are my Pentacles. Here they are. And we're at 6. So 6 of Pentacles, just to get us started. Positive karma and generosity are the keys to your relationship or in finding love. Give your love freely in whatever that you do. Show people how you feel. Hug often. Make hugging weird, right? Make them uncomfortable. Give and receive both emotionally and physically. Love all around, okay? Now there's, in this particular deck, it breaks down the meaning, the divinatory meaning, into business, bank, boudoir, blocked, bare meaning, okay? So it has different styles for each deck of what the meanings will be. Now, each deck doesn't necessarily come with a guidebook. If you purchase just a tarot deck, you're not going to get a guidebook. You're going to just have to do that off your noggin. I have a couple of decks that don't have a guidebook. Particularly my Thoth deck, and that is of my pantheon. Thoth is my Egyptian god, the Lord, to Maat, my Egyptian mother goddess. And they have named me Sekhmet, which is the goddess that you know of with the lioness face, but the female body. That is Sekhmet. So that is the goddess warrior that calls to me. So we're going to do 6 of Pentacles and upright. That's going to be for you. And then the next one is the devil. Now, I learned some things recently. The devil is not necessarily a bad guy. It's a mirror. It tells you the bad things that are going on in your life. It shows you for what they are. It shows you what they're doing to your life. The devil is not a temptation, but is the symbolism of temptation. We all have temptation. We all face temptation every day. So that is what the devil stands for. And also, another one, death. When you see the death card show up, most people freak out. Like I freaked out. I'm not kidding. So yesterday I did a reading and the devil showed up, and death in the same reading, by the way. And usually those two together signify that there is something in your life that needs to be released. Something bad, preferably. Because the death is a renewal. It's the death of old things to bring in new. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to do next. All right. So that is your present, okay? Your present is there's somebody present in your life that is causing you turmoil, causing you heartache. And you might want them in your life, but that doesn't necessarily mean they need to be there. And then the next card we have is the Hierophant. That's a bit of a tricky subject. The Hierophant is part of the Major Arcana. The Major Arcana is 22 cards from 0 to 22 or 21, I believe. And they're all numbered. And each one of them has, it's called an archetype. We've got the suits, which are 1 through 10. And then you've got your court mentors, page, knight, princess, king, queen, those kinds of things. But when it comes to the Major Arcana, they're the first most important cards of the deck. You go from 0, which is the Fool, to the World, which is 21. And the World basically just means that right after the Fool, you are completely new as the Fool, right? 0 is the Fool. You have no knowledge of the tool, no knowledge of the divination, no knowledge whatsoever. And then the very next one after the Fool is the Creatix. So this tarot reading, to me, I take it as this is just a gateway, just a doorway to big and better. So you guys can come on the journey with me. Let's look up the Hierophant real quick, because it's number 5. Hierophant is 5. Devil. Where is the devil? Haha, here we go. Let's go over the devil real quick because we skipped it. The devil card in tarot has nothing to do with religion. I said that. Yeah, but I said it. The devil is our material world and materialism. This is not a bad thing until it is the only thing. Like I have a child, I won't name names, who is addicted, do you hear I said to you, to gaming. Him can't do nothing but electronics. He has to have an electronic device in his purview, in his hands, in his vision. It's him obsessed. Okay, it's an addiction. We should probably get into that. Anyway, but we did a reading for him yesterday, and the devil popped up. Yes, it did, because there is a temptation present that you want. It's why it's there. You obviously want it in your life. But nothing is good about it. You got to let it go. And it's really hard to let things go that we want to keep. When we are tempted to think about all the things around us will lead to fulfillment, we are filling a bucket with a massive hole in it. Don't be fooled. Okay? They're saying that some stuff has gone down in the bedroom that you probably already knew was coming, so you're not really surprised. But there are temptations around you and your partner. So, it says you may find yourself being asked to do something questionable. So like I said, just because you want to do it doesn't necessarily mean you should. Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to look at the Hierophant, number 5. Here we go. Okay, this card represents all of the institutions we have in our cultures: marriage, schools, government, and religion. So we get to feel the impact of our societies when we come into contact with these institutions. I am a prophetess who recently discovered I don't need to carry around shame. No one is allowed to make you carry something you don't want to carry. I don't have to be ashamed because you think my lifestyle is incorrect. I don't have to be ashamed because you don't think that my smile is pretty enough. I don't have to be ashamed of what I have become today because you don't approve. Does that make sense? Not necessarily you, obviously. But that's what it means. This card really points to traditional ways of working and increasing your money. So for those of you who are looking into new businesses or maybe looking for a different job, it's a good sign that your future is definitely going to have some change, but we might not be prepared for the full extent of that change either. I'm going to do one last card and I'm going to let you guys go. This is the Two of Pentacles. Before I let you go and move on to the Two of Pentacles, I wanted to state that the four... Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing me, guys. The 4 suits. As a green witch, I'm the green healer. There are 4 suits, and it goes with the 4 elements. You guys know what the 4 elements are: water and fire, and earth. So the 4 elements are all corresponding. Everything corresponds in witchcraft. Everything corresponds in the pagan beliefs. But these 4 suits correlate to those particular elements as well. So pentacles, obviously, is earth, I believe. Pentacles is earth. Anyway, swords and wands and cups. Cups is water. That's what I know for sure. And it's because I identify with the water element the most. Air is close second, but air is swords, I believe, which is daggers, knives, anything like that that's pointy. When you find it on a card, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about the swords, and they are talking about air. So last night I was tasked with was doing a reading, and it said, what is your spirit animal? I don't know anything about correspondences just yet, so my spirit animal, I had to go look it up. Did you know that we have 9 elemental totems in and around us at all times? There's 4 big totems. You got the life, the messenger, the shadow, and I don't remember what the 4th one was. Life, messenger, shadow, and then there's one that just stays with you throughout your whole journey. So I went ahead and filled out the whole chart of who my spirit animals would be. But I was reading, spirit animals will choose you. You don't actually choose your spirit animals. Now, there's animals that you might identify with, correspond with, that if you feel an affinity towards. But those aren't necessarily your spirit animals. They're just ones that you are fond of, ones that call to you. And in that moment, their message is for you, in fact, okay? So we've got the Two of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Here we go. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. As modern women, we are expected to do it all. We are meant to have the perfect lover, an amazing place to live, an overflowing bank account, and incredible hair to boot. Okay? Finding some balance and getting back in the flow is the key to this card. Been too serious lately? Go out dancing. Taken on too much? Prioritize and be really discerning about what you say yes to. It's funny that this comes up. It wasn't with this deck, but in a recent reading that I've done, I've gone on a reading frenzy, and it's a divinatory tool. So it tells you the answers that are already out there. The answers are already out there. You simply have to tap into the knowledge, okay? And that's what this tarot reading is just a taste of today. I was just tapping into the knowledge that the cards give to you. Now, each deck is different. Each deck feels different in your hands. Each deck gives you a different message. Now, they're the same kinds of cards, the same suits, the same meanings. But because they're a different deck, they hit you differently. They mean something differently to you. Yesterday's divinatory tool was the Dream Keeper's Tarot. I'm in love with that deck. It's very large, but it's it's surreal. It's surrealism. The art is fantastic. And that's what I look for when I'm looking for a tarot deck, is the art. It has to capture me. It has to speak to me. Obviously, it has to be something that I'm interested in, but also something that I feel will help me to discern what I need to discern. So I do have that power of discernment at times, but you usually have to pray and bless, anoint your tools in order to get the right message that the spirits want you to have. Okay? My name is Prophetess LGBTQ. I know it was quick. Thank you, Reading Darling, for coming. And thank you guys for inviting your friends to view my live. I know I don't come live very often, but this is going to become a regular thing. If you guys have any questions that you'd like me to do a tarot reading for, I would be more than happy to do that for you. Okay? I need the practice, 1. And 2, you never know the questions that you might have when you come into this live. You might think you have no questions at all. I remember the first reading, didn't have any idea what I wanted to know. So now when I go into a reading, before I start, I speak to my pantheon. I answer to Brigitte, Mother Ma'at, Father Thoth, and Father Luth. And I ask my pantheon, is there a message that I need to receive today? What do I need to learn? What do you need to teach me? Okay? My name is Prophetess LGBTQ. Thanks for coming, guys. We'll see you soon.